So as you can see, our little heart project's really taking shape now. It's all kind of puckered in, just like you would with a heart. Going back in, you see it's decreasing. Now you're going to do the same kind of steps again, just with fewer stitches. You had 13. Oopsie. Right, so you're going to ignore this lot, because you're going to be using those in a minute. Ignore that lot. But you're going to do knit 1 stitch, knit 2 together, knit 1 stitch, oops, knit 1 stitch, and then S, S, K, these stitches, those 2 stitches there. One of the things you'll notice when you're doing this, that's where you had the increase. If it's going a bit funny, you'll see it. You see if it's gone wrong. So that's going to be your next one now. That's just knitting that one. Then you're going to knit those 2 together. Knit those 2 together. Knit 1 stitch. S, S, slip, slip, knit. That's SSK. Ooh, 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 don't slip, split. There we go. And last stitch, knit 1 stitch. Right, how many stitches have we got now? Not that bit, this bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So now what you're going to do, you're going to cut your yarn, make it about 30 centimetres, because you're going to be using that bit later. 30 centimetres, I'm going to cut that. Okay. And then what I like to do, because I'm awkward, what I like to do is use my needles again to make sure I've picked up every stitch. We're going to bind off these last 9 stitches now, so you get the kind of a blunt kind of look to the top part of your heart. That's 1 stitch. You see I'm pulling it through from this edge, from this end of the stitch through to that end of the stitch. I'll show you another way in a minute. So pull that all the way through and off. Get your working yarn. This is another way of casting off, as it were. You can do this with the middle of flowers, on teddy bear noses, on little hands, or finger gloves. I'm trying to think what else you could use it for. All kinds of things. All kinds of things. There we go. Oh, the tops of hats. Tops of hats. You go and decrease your hat till you've got a nice dome. But you don't want to cast off, because that would make a hole in the top of your hat. Don't want a hole in the top of your hat for a winter hat, do you? So you use this method to bind off your stitches. So you've got 3 more to do. Oopsie, there we go. Last one. That's all bound off now. And you can tie that, or better still, make sure you've got that really tight, and then you can use your tail for sewing this part of the heart. Now you're ready to do your second half of your heart, starting off with a pearl, just like Amanda Berry said. She's very good with the pattern. I love her pattern. Very clear, very clear. She's very clear at communicating, that one. So we're going to start purling again now. Ready to do your next bit. You've got to purl this row, then knit it and then purl it again. I'll practice decreasing after you've done those 3 rows. Purl, knit, purl. Okay, so we're on the right hand side of your heart, and we've done the purl, knit, purl rows. You can see where I started. You can leave that loose because then you can use this as part of your sewing afterwards. Okay. If you have trouble with it, you can always knot it into the row below and then carry on as normal. Just make sure if you need to, you might have to undo that knot. Don't make it too tight so you can't unknot it again and then use it as your stitching yarn, as your sewing yarn even. Alright, so again we're going to do that decreasing row. So knit, 2 together, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, then SSK, slip, slip. Oh, I'm getting all confused today. Oh. Knit, take those over, so you've got as if they're one stitch, and then you've got your stitch left there. Then knit 1, you can see that that's that increased row that was there. You just need to knit that stitch in the middle, then knit 2 together, knit 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. You've got the last 3 stitches there, so you've got to do SSK, slip, slip, knit. Oh dear, I'm in a right tiz today. Maybe I'm hungry. Not hangry yet, just hungry. There you go. That was your slip, slip, knit stitches becoming 1, and last stitch, knit. How many have we got? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. And then purl as per usual. I'll see you in a minute. I'm on my last decreasing row. You can see when you start looking at this that this sort of wraps in on itself, and I'll be showing how to do mattress stitching after we've done this decrease. Okay, let's do that first. Oh, it's going to be exciting. Oh, it's exciting. I'm so excited. So knit 1, knit 2 together, just knit 1 stitch. Last knitting row we knitted 3 stitches, but this time just knit 1, and then slip, slip, knit. You can see that we've got that middle column there, so we're going to knit that one, knit 2 together. I hope you didn't hear my stomach grumbling then. Oh, I just know it's time for dinner. Oh my goodness, I like my food, I do. Anyway, slip, slip, knit. Hubby's made this Malaysian street food. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, I sound like the chicken hawk now, don't I? Right, stop that, Nadia. Right, so you slip, slip and knitted that one, so it becomes one stitch. And last stitch, knit. How many stitches have we got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So we're going to go and bind those off again, just like we did on the first side. On the left hand side, this is the right hand side of the heart. Cut the yarn. It's good to have about 30 centimeters to go and cut, because it's easier to go and use it to sew things up then. Right, I'm supposed to go and show the other way to do it now. Ugh, I don't like this way, but I'm sure there'll be other people who love this way, but I always find that I somehow miss my stitches, so I'm going to have to show you anyway. So you've got your yarn, but you would be ready for stitching up your stuff then if you did it like this. Anyway, there we go. So this is a plastic yarn needle I've got. You can get them as steel needles as well. Got this in a pack of my circular needles. This is a circular needle, by the way, not a round needle. I couldn't think of the right words before, but it's a circular needle. You have plastic in between, and you have these kind of woodeny, yeah, wooden ones here, and they can be all different thicknesses, as you know, as I've told you before, my other videos. So get your needle and you can sew through like this and pull through. I don't know why, but I always seem to go, and once you've pulled it through, you can pull off. I don't know why, but I always seem to lose a stitch when I do this. That's why I don't like doing it. But this one seems to be quite easy. I think if you're using lighter coloured wool, as I have recommended before, that's 2 more off, got 5 more left. Then you can see more what you're doing. I think it's beautiful. Sunshine's been helping a lot as well. When you do it in the evening, Andrew likes, that's my husband, he likes the lights dimmed down a bit. It's horrible. It's horrible for knitting or doing handicraft stuff. That's why I'm doing this now, to show you. There we go. And it's just a nice day to be out. That's a 8th stitch done. Last and 9th stitch done. And you pull. There you go. And then you'll be ready to, you can get ready to, let's pull that really hard. You can be ready to go and sew this now. I'm not going to do that now, but I can basically kind of sew through there. I'm going to stop it for now. See you in a minute.